Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back. Guess what? I will be 37 weeks in a few hours. The reason why I'm making this video is to give you guys an update on how I made it to 37 weeks with the Cerclage. I truly, genuinely feel that these tips can help another mother out. Tip number one is stay hydrated. That's the most important thing. This water jug back here is 48 ounces. I drink 2.5 of those a day. That equals a gallon. So I'm up to a gallon. I do drink a gallon just about every single day. And if it's not a full gallon every day, it's damn near close to it. Also, another thing that I do to stay hydrated, I have it this time, y'all, is these Pedialyte Packets right here. Now, I don't know if y'all ever tasted Pedialyte, like the juice that already come made. Now, that is nasty as hell. Don't buy that. Buy this. I do this whenever I'm like cramping, right? Because when you're cramping, that could be a sign of contractions, especially for women with a cerclage. You know, we do contract. You know, that's why we have the cerclage, because we were getting contractions, our cervix was dilating. So any event that you're not drinking enough water, or if you're being too active, you might start feeling some cramping. And one of the sure things to get rid of that is, I promise you, drink one of these packets and then go lie down for like an hour. I promise you it will go away. And I know for me, like, any sign of cramping just made me so paranoid, like super duper paranoid. I didn't like feeling uncomfortable. So this definitely helped me. The next thing is the belly band. I can't believe I forgot it downstairs. I told myself I was gonna bring the damn belly band and I forgot it. If y'all wanna know what that is, I do have a whole video on the belly band. But that belly band has been life for me. I wore it all the time. I actually just recently stopped wearing it. Once I hit 35 weeks, because you know, I want the baby to drop. It's okay for, you know, my cervix to start softening up or whatever it needs to do. Like, I'm trying to prepare my body for labor. Once you make it to like about full term, or if you graduate from high risk, I graduated at 32 weeks. Once you graduate, you can kind of like ease up on some of the things you're doing. Now, I'm not telling y'all to go wild out, go crazy, and just start acting like you don't have a cerclage. No, I'm not telling you that, but start easing up so that your body can prepare for labor. Next thing is stay off your feet, of course. You know, you're probably not on full bed rest, but just because you're not on full bed rest, you don't want to be cleaning up the house. You don't want to be just doing everything, just going to the malls and gonna be walking for hours and hours. Like, it's okay if you know, make a little meal, make a little breakfast, but don't be on your feet for a long period of time, because being on your feet for a long period of time, it causes pressure on your cervix. And don't think just because you have a cerclage that baby can't come through that mud, because my son came straight through my cerclage. And there's a lot of women who's had kids whose baby came through their cerclage. So don't think you're invincible because you got a cerclage, okay? I did invest in a wheelchair. I'll link it right here, show y'all right here. I didn't want to be in a house 100% of the time, although I was in the house at least 80% of my pregnancy. But for the times that I did get out, like, you know, I did go to the mall a couple of times, and my husband pushed me in my wheelchair, and that wheelchair was very handy. It came in handy. There's a lot of times where I got pushed around the neighborhood. Like, you need, like, your mental sanity is gonna be so important, you know, because you're gonna be home so much. and it does take its toll. I got mine off of Amazon. It was like $100. I do believe that I will be giving mine away. Comment below if you're in need of a wheelchair, because I ain't gonna do nothing with it, and I ain't trying to have no more kids no time soon. Don't let my husband hear me say that. Next thing is your progesterone pills. Make sure you're inserting those nightly. Just remember to insert your progesterone. That does help because it hardens up your cervix. If your doctor didn't prescribe you progesterone, then don't worry about it. That means you didn't really need it, or your cervix didn't start opening up. People that are prescribed progesterone is if your cervix started opening up before the cerclage. Mine did, so that's why they gave me the progesterone. But I did kind of start weaning myself off of the progesterone. They wanted me to take it all the way up until 36 weeks, I'm sorry, up until 36 weeks. And I was like, hell no, because the progesterone makes your cervix hard. So, you know, my little logic, I'm like, y'all want my cervix to be hard all the way up until 36 weeks. That means I'm gonna have been on this progesterone for 16 weeks, and I'm gonna only give my body about 3 to 4 weeks to get off of it and for my cervix to soften up. It just wasn't making sense to me. Like, I wanted that thing like completely out of my system. So at 32 weeks, once I graduated from being high risk, what I did was, instead of taking it every night for that first week, I took it maybe 3 times a week. Then I did 2 times a week. Then I did 1 time a week. And then by the time I was about 35 weeks, I was done. I stopped taking it. So I have not been taking progesterone since 35 weeks, and I'm still pregnant, y'all. What I'm gonna tell y'all is, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm just telling y'all what I did and what worked for me. So by no means am I telling you to not listen to your doctor and to listen to me instead. I'm just telling y'all what worked for me and what made sense to me, all right? Next thing is, follow your doctor's orders. I know I just said I didn't follow his orders all the way. And what I mean by that specifically is no sex. It's gonna be hard, but you gonna get through it. And if you with a understanding man, your husband, your boyfriend, your baby daddy, if they love you, they will understand and they will rock with you, because my husband, he rocked with me. That don't mean I ain't have to do a couple other things, but for the most part, he understood. Like, it just, we in this together, and he just didn't make me feel bad. If you with somebody that's just not understanding, just fuck them until after you have your baby. Don't fuck them literally, but just dismiss them until after you have your baby, because right now the most important thing is your baby. A little quick thing I forgot to mention is, if I go to a store, like for example Target has electric carts, Publix have electric carts, Walmart have electric carts. If you go somewhere that have electric carts, just use the electric carts. And sis, do not be ashamed, because I sure be rolling around in my electric cart. I'm actually like a professional electric cart driver. Like, I know how to whip that thing, I know how to back that thing up, but you turning that thing, like, I know how. I be whipping the hell out of them electric carts with no shame. If you want to get out of the house and you don't have a wheelchair, make sure you go to a store that has an electric cart. That works as well. My last tip for y'all. Now, after this tip, you gotta like this video if you really like it. You gotta subscribe after this tip, because the doctors ain't gonna tell you about this one. I actually did research. The last tip is Kegels, y'all. Do some Kegels. Like, don't OD. Like, don't just sit and do Kegels, all day, every day. But like, when you use the bathroom, do some use that as opportunity to do some Kegels. If you don't know what Kegels are, first of all, shame on you. go Google it right now. Pause this video and go Google it right now, because there's no reason why you should be watching this type of content and you don't even know what Kegels are. Kegels actually hardens your cervix and it makes it stronger. So every time I got like a transvaginal ultrasound, they told me like my cervix was growing back to like a normal length. And yeah, y'all, I was doing them Kegels. You know, I don't do them as much now because I don't want my cervix to be hard. I actually want it to soften so that I can go into labor. I can't believe I almost forgot to tell y'all about the pregnancy pillow. I do use this whenever I'm on the couch, laying down. This takes pressure off of my cervix. I do believe in doing whatever it takes to take that pressure off of your cervix. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Ciao.